Greetings everyone, I'm Conrad Ko, and today I'm your guide on the journey to revolutionize the way we screen CVs and resumes using the power of artificial intelligence, AI. By the end, you will have the tools and knowledge to transform this often tedious task into a streamlined, efficient process. Let's embark. Picture this. It's a sunny day, and you're at your desk with a cup of coffee, ready to tackle the day's work. Suddenly, your inbox notifications sound off, beep, signaling the arrival of a staggering 1,000 applications for a single job vacancies. The mountain of CVs seems endless, each one demanding attention and evaluation. But this is the reality of many recruiters today. Not only is this time-consuming, but the stakes are high. Imagine overlooking the CV of someone who could have been your next star employee, all because of this sheer volume. And the challenges don't stop there. There's the added pressure of ensuring a fair evaluation, especially when dealing with international CVs in various formats. Then there's the looming shadow of legal and ethical responsibilities. It's no wonder recruiters feel overwhelmed. So let's take a step back in time. The traditional CV screening process has always been a meticulous manual task. Picture a room full of printed CVs, stacked high with recruiters poring over each one, pen in hand making judgment calls based on their criteria. Every detail entered into a database by hand, every decision weighted heavily. But now, let's envision a future where machines come to our aid. Enter the age of automation. Imagine an assistant that never tires, never calls sick, works at lightning speed, and it's consistently objective. This is the promise of AI in CV screening. With automations, gone are the days of manual entries and judgment calls. Instead, computer scans, evaluate, and organize CVs seamlessly, allowing recruiters to refocus their energy on more human-centric tasks, such as interviewing and onboarding. So how does this magic happen? It starts when a recruiter inputs the job specifics into a computer. The AI then crafts tailored questions to probe the suitability of each candidate. Once CVs are uploaded, the system scans, evaluates, and answers these questions, extracting valuable insights from each CVs. The cherry on top? All these insights are then organized into a neat CSV file, ready for easy comparison. So this is what you get with the program, with AI. It's that simple. Picture this clean, concise table where each candidate's qualifications shines clearly. No more sifting through pages, just a straightforward comparisons to find the best match. Now that we have explored the wonders of AI in theory, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of making it a reality. Join me as we unveil the steps to harness this technology for your recruitment needs. So this is where the magic happens. This is what we call a Colab Notebook. Colab Notebook is something that Google created, which you can write Python programs on. If you want to write Python programs, in the old days, you would have to install a lot of programs on your computer and then run it. But once we have this Google Colab Notebook, you can write code online in the cloud. So no matter you are on a trip or on a different computer, on a cell phone, once you open this Colab Notebook, you can use whatever program you wrote, okay? So once you reach this page, I'll give you a link to this page in the video description so you can use it right away. But what I want you to do is once you reach this page, click File right here, and then click on Save a Copy in Drive. So you can save a copy of this notebook in your drive so that you can use it in the future. So we click on it. So what it does is once you click on it, it will create a copy of that notebook with all the code inside, okay? You can edit it all you want. So once you reach here, you can rename it. Let's say your name is Simon, then we'll put Simon here, just to know that it's your own copy, okay? Once you're here, do you need to read all this? You obviously can, but since you're watching this video, what you're going to do is follow my cursor. Just scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Once you see this gibberish color code, okay, you press the play button. Okay, what this play button does is to run the code, okay? And if we scroll down, it will say, oh, do you want to allow this notebook to connect to your Google Drive? And you definitely press yes, because we are going to need to store our output of the program in Google Drive. So we need to basically click connect to Google Drive on here. So we click on it, and then another screen pop up, select your Google account, okay? Allow, allow all that. Okay, then you scroll down, it will continue to run. As you can see, this circle is spinning. It means that the code is running, okay? And then it's keep on running and loading, and then we can be a little patient, take a cigarette break, grab a cup of tea. It will take you 30 seconds to like 2 minutes, whatever. Take a little bit of time, okay? Okay, so when the code stop loading, you would be given a prompt. They will ask you a question. Enter the name of the folder under your Google Drive where you want to search for CV and resume files. If you have already uploaded the CVs and resumes to your Google Drive, obviously you can type the folder there. If you haven't, don't worry. We can name a folder whatever you want. We are basically going to make a new folder. So let's say we name it called Simon CV. So in this Simon CV folder, we are going to upload all the CVs we want to read by the machine into this folder. So we just name it Simon CV, okay? And then it asks another questions. Enter the name of the file name for both JSON and CV files. These JSON and CSV files are the summaries, are the table you see in the previous video. So we basically name it, let's say Simon CV summary. So at the end in the Simon CV folder, you would have a Simon CV summary table, okay? So we just press enter here, and then enter the company's background. Let's suppose we are a recruiter recruiting for a French restaurant in Hong Kong. So why don't we say a 3-star French restaurant in Hong Kong, okay? So that we press enter, and then the job duties, let's say we're looking for a head chef, okay? So let's say the job duty is to prepare French food for rich people. Suggest let's say they do food and ingredients sourcing. That's what good chefs do. They also do sourcing, okay? Let's just put these two down. And then job requirements. Maybe if we want some experience from a head chef, we'll put down 10 years of culinary experience, preferably in French cuisine, okay? We can also type that down here. Is there any specific questions you want to ask the candidate? It's 2023. We probably shouldn't put down gender or racial issues, but I mean, it's your program. You can try at your own time. Let's say maybe we should put down overseas culinary experience, just to know a little bit about the person. Like we want a soap bay or something. Okay, just press enter. Job title, head chef. Okay. So then we are come up with a questions whether we want to upload CVs to our folder or not. The folder it means here is the Simon CV folder that we have basically inputted. So since there's nothing inside Simon CV, we would need to upload the CV for it to load, right? For it to read. So we press 1, that is yes. Okay, so we press 1 and press enter. We scroll down again, and then they would ask us to upload the CV. So we press choose files, and then we basically upload the CV we want. I actually created 2 CV profiles, and then you can see a little bit later on. So I handpicked the 2 CVs and I press open. And then what it does is to upload the CV to the Google Drive, okay? So that it can basically read later on. And then I'm giving a prompt to enter an OpenAI API key. An OpenAI API key is like a password. Since we are using OpenAI to read the CVs, so we would need an OpenAI password. If you want to know how to get an OpenAI API key, you can search on YouTube or read this document. There's a link suggesting on how to get an OpenAI API key. You can read that later on in this notebook. So let's say we typed in an API key. This is my key. By the time you watch this video, this key will be useless because I would disable it. So don't worry about it. And then we are faced with another options to ask which GPT model we want to use, AI model we want to use. So basically right now we want to use the smartest one, that is GPT-4. And for some of you, maybe you only have ChatGPT 3.5 Turbo, then you type in GPT 3.5 Turbo, okay? So we type in GPT-4 and then press enter, and then it will start load. So what is it loading? Basically what it does is it basically turns the document into plain text and then store it in this memory of the computer program. And then what it would do is to generate questions to ask the CVs based on our input over here. Okay, it will read the input over here, such as are the company background, job duty, job requirements, and the title to come up with questions to ask. Once it's come up with questions to ask, then it will read the CV and then try to answer those questions with the CV. And once then it generates the insights, it will export into CSV files. Okay, that's how simple that is. I mean, we are basically using the AI to do all the reading and comprehension. That's all this program does. At the meantime, I don't know, you can check your phone, take a leak, do whatever you want, because this will take a little bit of time, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, depending on how complicated the job description is. So take your time, don't worry about it, and just be patient. So then it comes up with some output. This output is what we want the machine to do, to generate some questions related to the position and some sample answers. So basically here they generate a questions called what's the candidate's English name, Chinese name, phone number, email, LinkedIn profile, WeChat ID, expected salary, and last salary. Not bad, $1 million Hong Kong dollars per annum. That's like 100,000 pounds or 120,000 US dollars. Not bad. And then experience, whether they have culinary experience, whether they have worked at a head chef before, what's the experience in French food and high-end clientele, since we asked them whether they have experience in serving rich clients. That's why they come up with very relevant questions, okay? That's how they're going to do it. They are very smart. AI are very smart if you give them the right input. Obviously, our input is mediocre because it's not very specific. But in your case, once you copy this notebook, you can make very, very specific outputs, okay? So let's wait for some time. Oh, actually, this John Smith is our first CV. So basically, it reads the CV of John Smith. It comes up with John Smith phone number. Since This is the CV that I made up. It comes up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's trying to answer the question. Since John Smith didn't state his expected salary on the CV, we couldn't see that. We don't know how that is. Okay. And then here is it's asking whether John has culinary experience. No. John is a salesperson in broadband telecommunications industry. He obviously is not a good fit. That's why it's no. And when we try to give on a scaling of 1 to 10, the program refused to give because it's not even relevant. It's not relevant, so it's not even getting a score. So we'll wait for the next one. The next one is another CV I created that's fictitious called Li Ming, which is basically a Chinese chef. He doesn't have any experience in French cuisine, but he has 5 years of culinary experience in Cantonese cuisine, not French cuisine. So has the candidate worked as a head chef in a French restaurant before, but he has not worked in a head chef in a French restaurant before. His experience is in preparing Cantonese food, so probably on a scale of 1 to 10, he won't be able to prepare French cuisine, but he would be able to source food and ingredients. So basically, the program is very smart. They are able to comprehend the difference between just cooking food and sourcing. They are very intelligent and they are going to write very detailed explanation on why and how they rank. So this is how they generate questions and try to probe the CV using the questions they design. So at the end, they told us that some summary is being generated in CSV in my Google Drive called Simon CV Summary.json and Simon CV Summary.csv. So let's check that out. So basically what I do is go back to my Google Drive and I go to Simon CV over here. I don't know if you can see. Let's zoom a little bit. Let's say Simon CV. We click into it and then we see there is some Simon CV JSON and Simon CV CSV file. So if we double click on Simon CV CSV and then we click open with Google Sheet, then what you can see if we zoom in is that we can see whether all the details in data. Basically, if we choose click to data, you can see that each, let's zoom in a little bit more, shall we? So each question is basically what's the candidate's English name, Chinese name, phone number, email, expected salary, whether they have experience. Basically, this has summarized what the CVs are and have done what we wanted it to do, okay? So basically, once you watch this video, I hope this gives you a very brief introduction into how we can use CV to AI to read our CV quickly and easily. So if you have any comments or anything you want to ask, please try to subscribe, like, and try to comment on this video. Thank you very much, and I hope you all have a great day.